This is NASCAR Coast to Coast, brought to you by Whelen and by Hercules Tires. Now, with a look at local, regional, and international NASCAR racing, here are Hannah Newhouse and Kyle Rickey.
Welcome to NASCAR Coast to Coast here on the Motor Racing Network. Unfortunately, Kyle Rickey unable to join us, so I'm Hannah Newhouse here in our Concord, North Carolina location, joined by a guest to help take Kyle Rickey's spot here. Dylan Smith joins us in studio. Are you up for the job? Are you ready for this?
Man, Kyle's going to have a hard time getting his seat back.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
He's going to have a hard time. He's going to be mad about this, too. Does he know?
I don't know if he knows. But don't worry, we're going to call him a little bit later on the show.
Yes. I love talking
and surprise
Kyle.
him with it.
It'll be phenomenal.
So, yeah, thank you again for coming on, helping us out when Kyle's actually in Disneyland. Disney World.
Yeah, there's two different places.
Yes,
Florida,
he's in Disney
California.
World.
Which one's he in?
World. Florida.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Perfect. Oh, bless. Aside from that, we talked last week to you guys about the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series Division I title. It was wrapped up and announced last Wednesday after our show. Jacob Goede was officially announced the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series Division I champion. And what a battle that came down to be. It came down to a handful of points within a couple people. And where did these Midwestern guys come from?
Yeah, I have no idea, right? We're used to seeing everyone in the top, three for sure, sometimes around the top five, out of the Southeast. These Midwest guys, Ty Majeski must be sending some information back to them, helping out with some speed maybe.
Yeah, no, it was super cool to see Jacob Goede collecting that championship. Mike Looney, 8 points behind him, came home second in the national title chase. Nick Panzicki also, Panzicki.
Yeah, say that 5 times
I
fast.
know. Also came home third, another Midwest guy. Philip Morris fourth, and Keith Rocco fifth. We'll have Jacob Goede on here in a little bit to talk about that national championship. But NASCAR, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, was a busy racetrack this past weekend for their full throttle season.
Yeah, full throttle fall weekend, right? So we had K&N cars, the modifieds, right? The ground pounders, and then we had the Pinty series out there all at the same time.
Yeah, cool. They did this last year. It was cool to have them all back there as well. Ty Gibbs will start off in the K&N E-Series, collects his first K&N E-Series win. We've seen him get win in ARCA, but collects his first win for DGR Crosley. Dominating performance, followed by Tanner Gray in second, so DGR 1 and 2. Josh Berry, we had him on the show last week to talk about his opportunity with Visconti to get behind the wheel. Comes home third, followed by Spencer Davis. Awesome to see that. It's going to be, I don't know if anyone has anything for Sam Mayer.
Yeah, Sam's been on a tear all year. He's done a really good job. I got to work with Sam last year when we were at MDM Motorsports together, so I like Sam. He's a good kid. Hard driver, as I think everyone's noticed this year, but he's got a long way to go and grow, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, Sam Mayer currently still leads the points. One race left. They go to Dover in just a few weeks to crown that champion. Mayer leads by 30 points over Chase Cabry and Spencer Davis. But Pinty's also in action.
Yes, they were. Let's see here. It was the New Hampshire 100. Andrew Ranger won in a close race coming off of turn 4 on the last lap. A little bit of contact, a little rubbing and racing. Alex Labby was second. DJ Kennington was third. Peter Shepard the third was fourth, and Mark Antone Cameron was fifth.
You'll figure out on this show here with the NASCAR Pinty Series and the Euro Series and the Peak Mexico Series. You really diversify your learning of last names.
Yeah, I like how I'm looking at you and you're just like, yep, going,
sure, yep.
Good enough. I'm not gonna help you out.
Yep, that was our flop music. Thank you. Thank you. NASCAR Pinty Series, I think only 1 or 2 races left on their schedule, so cool to see Andrew Ranger get another win as the championship winds down for them. And the Modifieds, the main event show of the weekend for the Musket 250. No one is surprised on who ended up in victory lane.
Not at all. Bobby Santos, right? I mean, when it comes to the ground pounders and being around New Hampshire Motor Speedway, that guy gets it done. That was win number 6 in his career at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
It was cool to see John McKennedy came home second, followed by Doug, Kobe, Chuck Hosfeld, and Justin Bonsignor. And they only have a handful of races, too. Bonsignor continues to chip away at Doug Kobe's points lead with a good finish for third with Kobe and Bonsignor fifth. He's running out of time to really close on this gap.
Yeah, you you think it comes down to 1 or 2 races, but it's really the longevity of the season. When you get to the end of the year, we all know I have those races like, oh man, we only could have had this repair here, or didn't get that flat tire there, or could have got one more position there. Championship would be different. So you really got to tighten up those belts here the last couple of races.
And it was actually a pretty cool memorial done at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for Mike Stefanik, someone that you've grown up watching as well. 2 drivers did something pretty cool for him.
Yeah, that was insane. Timmy Solomino and Max McLaughlin, they rode side by side, kind of kicked off the festivities with Stefanik's old paint schemes. You know, I'm from Vermont, so I used to grow up watching Stefanik run the Busch North Series, which is way back. Most people probably don't even remember that series. So it's hard to put into words losing a legend from the Northeast region. And, you know, thoughts and prayers are with Mike and Mike's family as they work through this.
Yeah, it was definitely cool to see those 2 cars go around New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And a busy weekend for all of those drivers. K&N has a weekend or 2 off. But when we return here on NASCAR Coast to Coast, we'll dial up Jacob Goede and talk to him about the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series Championship here on NASCAR Coast to Coast.
O'Reilly. This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the 3rd time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whelen designs and manufactures reliable and powerful warning lights, white illumination lighting, sirens, controllers, and high-powered warning systems for automotive, aviation, and mass notification industries worldwide. Every part of every Whelen product is proudly designed and manufactured in America and is tested on site to meet the toughest industry certifications. On the road, in the air, and around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away 1 set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross-country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts, and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street, and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Back to NASCAR Coast to Coast, brought to you by Whelen and by Hercules Tires. Here are Hannah Newhouse and Kyle Rickey.
Drivers all across the country try to put together the perfect season to contend for the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series Championship, and one driver managed to do so, Jacob Goede. He joins us on the guest line as the Division I champion. First off, Jacob, thanks for coming on NASCAR Coast to Coast, and congratulations on that championship.
Yeah, thanks for having me. What a great way to end the year, that's for sure.
What does it mean to you to add an accomplishment like this to your resume? You've seen countless wins, track championships, state championships, but you can now add this Division I championship to your resume.
Yeah, really unreal, I guess. I didn't know if we'd ever be in this position. It's pretty much the highest honor you can get in NASCAR short track racing. So really proud to bring that home for myself, my family, and really all of the Midwest. It's been a while since anyone from the Midwest has done it. Steve Carlson, 2007 was the last. So to bring it home for that, for all of Midwest is really cool.
Jacob, Dylan Smith here. How you doing, man?
Good.
Hey, once again, congratulations on that national championship. Such a feat for you guys, especially coming from the Midwest, like you just spoke on. Now, my question for you is, Nick Pazinski, he finished 3rd in the national points, and you guys actually raced each other a lot all year. Does that make it a little more special knowing that some of your toughest competition was right across the pit area?
Yeah, for sure. It was intense. That's that's one way to put it. I mean, in order to win, I knew I needed to beat him, and obviously it was the same in reverse for him. So I mean, we knew what we had to do, and we couldn't control anything with the late model stock guys, but we had a say in what happened between us. So it was intense, and that just goes to show, I guess, the level of competition we have up here, and the same goes for the guys down south, or the late model stock guys. I mean, they were racing each other too, but yeah, to have two of us in the top three and to battle it out. I mean, we both had a shot to win it going into the last night. We were both tied for second, so that last night was pretty intense, and just everything just worked out for me, I guess.
And when you guys started the 2019 season, you'd mentioned that you weren't ever sure if this was something that was going to play or be possible. Did you think when you started the 2019 season that you would contend for the championship, or at what point did you get in the year and go, wow, we have a shot at this, we need to do everything we can to really contend for it?
Really, it wasn't till, I'd say, beginning of August. I mean, we kind of intended to, make a run at it. I started the year by going to lacrosse before Elko, my main season, starts. So we got a few extra starts in down there at the beginning and ran good, but we didn't win. And then same thing with Elko. We were running good, but we weren't winning as much races as we need. So I wasn't feeling great about it, even in like July. But at the same time, we were kind of up there in points once we started throwing away starts. I had so many top fives that it was looking good, but I knew it was kind of a little bit of a false good, if you will, just because those other guys had a lot of wins, but then some not so good finishes. So I knew once they were throwing away finishes that we were actually behind. But once we got to August, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna kick myself if I don't start going to Madison when I can and stuff like that. So once we got there and we ran good when we went, gave me a little bit of confidence to go back and try and get a win, and then we were able to get a win. So really we ended the year strong, and that's kind of how we've been the last 3 years, really. We haven't won as much leading up till halfway, and then once we got to halfway to the end, we really turned it on, and that's what really made the difference this year. I mean, we started winning races, I guess, when it really counted, and it made it stressful. We were kind of in a must-win situation every week. It felt like, to kind of stay in the hunt, and we were able to kind of scrape by and get one of our two. We do double features pretty much every night, so get one and then look forward to next week and try and get another one, and then going to last night we had to sweep, and we were able to pull it off.
Talking about that sweep, it's hard enough to win one race, right? The competition everywhere is so good. You had to win 2 races in the same night. Take us through, after you got that first one, coming from the back to the front, and to putting together that race.
Yeah, I was really pumped after winning the first one, because I knew that in order to have a shot, we needed to win the first one. So the night was kind of over if we didn't win the first one. So I was pretty excited after that. And then, yeah, the second one, our car was really good. It was really good the previous week, and I had a good chance at sweeping the week before too, and I maybe got a little overly aggressive. I should have waited another lap. Tried to make a move, and it didn't work out, and ended up getting myself put to the back. So anyway, I knew if I could stay patient and the way the car was working, we were in good shape. And the race took off, and actually me and Nick both were kind of going through the field. We got up into the top 4, and then we just raced them from there. And my car was good, and was able to chase down the leader right at with like 8 to go and take the win. And then it kind of it hit me then that we did something that was pretty unbelievable.
And to further on Dylan's question there, it's tough to put together those 2 races, but you had top 10s in all 37 of your starts this year, and that's a pretty tough feat if you look at your guys' car count consistently through Elko and Madison and a lot of those other racetracks. How tough is it to stay that consistently in the top 10 and put together all those races throughout an entire season, let alone one night?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess every once in a while you have one of those years where you don't get in wrecks, and we didn't have any mechanical failures, and that doesn't happen all that every year. You're not that lucky all the time, and some of it's luck, and some of it is taking advantage of certain situations on the racetrack or whatever the case is. But the biggest thing is we brought good cars to the racetrack, or a good car, I should say, and yeah, and I guess we didn't make too many mistakes, and consistency was there, and it paid off.
When you're coming from a region outside of the Southeast, I come from the Northeast region, and I know that the racing community really kind of galvanizes and gets behind you when you start progressing and doing well against these guys down here that are in the mecca of our sport. What does this feat do for the racing in the Minnesota area, in the Midwest area? What does that do for you guys' racing community up there?
Really, it did like exactly what you said. It brought a lot of us together. We had competitors, helping out when they could, making sure that, calling during the weeks and, hey, do you think you're going to have enough cars? Should I bring my car out and race? Because, some of them race in other divisions or whatever, but they have a late model. And so it was really nice to see that support from fellow competitors that maybe weren't full-time all the time, that say, hey, I can bring my car and race, or whatever. So that was really cool. And then just the whole support from, I guess, the whole Midwest and the local and the attention that racing's getting. I mean, Minnesota isn't exactly a hotbed of racing, but we have some really good racers up here, and it's cool to get the spotlight brought down or shown to Elko Speedway and the other tracks that I went to. That's what we need. We need a little boost, a little shot in the arm to kind of keep us going, I think. So yeah, it was really fun to be a part of.
So you've gotten championships now, 6 late model championships. You've got 6 Minnesota State championships, and now you get to add a NASCAR Whelen All-American Series national championship to your resume. What is left? What is that thing left on your racing bucket list that you have set to complete?
Oh, man, as far as the short track world, I don't know. I mean, now that you've done it once, I suppose to try and repeat, which that's no easy feat. So I don't know. I mean, other than trying to be consistent and do it again, that's probably the most realistic goal, or I guess the thing that maybe I have some control at trying to do. But the ultimate goal was always to get in one of the top 3 series in NASCAR. But in this day and age, that's really tough. And but I'm content racing the short tracks and having fun with my family. And so it's probably looking like more of the same for next year. And we'll get through the winter months and probably take off in spring and kind of do the same thing.
I think we can all relate to that notion of having fun and wanting to be with our family and also going out and competing. You've been doing that at such a high level for so long. My only question is, you have a mechanical engineer background. That's got to play a big role in how good you guys have been over the last couple of years, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think it hurts. That's what's kind of neat is, my car is a little bit different than most people. I mean, I did the front end geometry on the car. I got mix match manufacturers components on it. But yeah, no, I definitely think that helps. I definitely think that helps to kind of know what you're looking at. Maybe sometimes, maybe apply some stuff that you learned in school or seen in the workplace or whatever the case may be. I definitely think it helps to think how you're taught in mechanical engineering school. So, yeah, I think that's a good background to have.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on this national championship for you. Enjoy it, and we look forward to seeing you here in the Charlotte area in December.
Yeah, we're looking forward to coming down. Can't wait.
Awesome. Enjoy your off season. Look forward to it. That was Jacob Goede, the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series national champion this year. But when we return here on NASCAR Coast to Coast, we'll talk about what you missed this past weekend on track and also what to look forward to this up-and-coming weekend.
Whelen designs and manufactures reliable and powerful warning lights, white illumination lighting, sirens, controllers, and high-powered warning systems for automotive, aviation, and mass notification industries worldwide. Every part of every Whelen product is proudly designed and manufactured in America and is tested on site to meet the toughest industry certifications. On the road, in the air, and around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform.
Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on batteries and accessories. Plus, save on your next oil change with 5 quarts of Valvoline Max Life motor oil and a MicroGuard filter, just $28.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. Visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame and see how Petty, Earnhardt, and hundreds of other NASCAR legends became heroes. Watch their most electrifying moments, experience realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
Whelen designs and manufactures reliable and powerful warning lights, white illumination lighting, sirens, controllers, and high-powered warning systems for automotive, aviation, and mass notification industries worldwide. Every part of every Whelen product is proudly designed and manufactured in America and is tested on site to meet the toughest industry certifications. On the road, in the air, and around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform.
Back to NASCAR Coast to Coast, brought to you by Whelen and by Hercules Tires. Here are Hannah Newhouse and Kyle Rickey.
The NASCAR Euro Series was back in action after their summer break. They were back in action at the Hockenheim Ring in Germany. And in Elite 1, it would be Loris Haseman who would sweep both days of races in Elite 1. In Elite 2, Giorgio Maggi and Lassie Sorensen would split wins in Elite 2. And this weekend, though, the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West back in action at my hometown of Meridian Speedway, the Little Boring.
How do you feel about that? You missed that place or what?
I do. Well, I got to race my late model there a couple weeks ago, so I always look forward to the K&N going back there, getting those, big, heavy taxi cab race cars on that. I mean, I like to call it the Bowman Gray. Oh.
What's that mean?
I think that means we're calling Kyle Rickey up.
Hello?
Hello, Kyle.
Dylan.
Oh, how'd you know?
I know that voice.
Dang it. What's up, man?
What's happening?
What are you doing there, Kyle?
Just hanging out here at Epcot Center at Walt Disney World.
Have you taken your selfies with every character that you've set your goals out to yet?
No. I've outgrown that.
I don't know if your Facebook page says much differently.
No.
I don't know.
I'm here tonight for the Food and Wine Festival.
That is being grown up.
That is very grown up,
pretty
Kyle.
grown up
Food and
Kyle.
Wine Festival.
Uh-huh. Gonna drink around the world. How are things at Motor Racing Network?
They're great. We just had a wonderful conversation with Jacob Goede, the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series champion.
Yeah.
Dylan is convinced he is now contending for your job.
Whoa, I didn't say his job. I said his chair. It's different. He can keep, he does a really good job on the radio. I don't want to take that. I just like this chair. It's comfortable.
Oh, you're being literal.
Yeah, literal. His chair.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk after the show, Dylan. Just, keep going. Doing what you're doing here.
That's fair.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, Dylan.
You don't even know what that is. You can't even see me.
All right,
right.
Kyle. Well, we will let you enjoy Disney World while we continue to work like
I get to
adults
come back
here.
next week?
I'll talk to
We'll
you
see.
Monday.
Okay.
Kyle,
right, well.
Kyle, I got one question for you, though.
Go ahead.
So I was actually in Orlando this past weekend, and I went to Universal, and they have the Haunted Horrors night. Is it doing the same
horror
thing?
nights.
Yeah, are they still doing the same thing at Disney or no?
They do, but it's a little bit more tame for the kids.
Mm. So you're not full on adult yet.
No. Well, whatever.
He answered it, and then he realized what he said.
Got him.
All right,
well, I
Kyle.
appreciate you being in Orlando, Dylan, and not calling me.
I didn't.
Hey, we're in the same city.
I didn't know. I mean, I should have assumed.
You should have assumed on Facebook. Come on, dude.
My bad, bro. My bad.
All right, I gotta go. Cinderella's calling.
Oh my goodness.
You mean Goofy?
That was this morning at breakfast.
Goodbye, Kyle. We will see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Don't know what to do with him. I got nothing for you.
That's your boy.
That's my co-host.
That's your boy.
Yeah, that's my co-host. Wow. All right. Well, back to the serious conversation. K&N going to Meridian this upcoming weekend. Derek Krause still leads the points over Haley Deegan with a 29-point lead. Jagger Jones, 33 back. Also, modifieds at Stafford once again this upcoming weekend.
I love the ground pounders, right? Like it takes me back, right? I mean, it was Bush North and modifieds, and a lot of times you had a crossover with drivers. So it's always cool to watch those guys. And then the West Series, love the West Series. They get such a great fan attendance at every place they go to. It's amazing.
Yeah, the West does pulling the crowds out on the West Coast racing and modifieds. Stafford is just unlike any racetrack, whether with who they pull in crowd-wise and the car count that they get, so it's always cool to see that. But also some news in the late model stock world as we get ready to go late model stock racing. In just a few weeks at Martinsville for the Valley Star Credit Union 300, Bubba Pollard teams up with Junior Motorsports and will run a late model stock for them. That's a pretty cool combination.
Yeah, I just saw that actually right before I came over to the office, and I texted him. I was trying to get him to get me some dinner tonight since he got that big signed contract.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was tough last year, and so, I mean, he's in juniors equipment, so it's only going to be harder for the competition.
I think between him and Josh Berry, they've got a very strong lineup over at Junior Motorsports for this race. So looking forward to that as well. Again, you guys can watch all the action for the Tour and also the K&N West on fanschoice.tv. Plenty of racing action for you this weekend. Are you going to a short track this weekend?
I think I am. I have a wedding in Vermont. It happens to be a Milk Bowl weekend, so on the road. Coming to check y'all out. I haven't been there since the wall went up. I'm excited to see what they got going on up there.
That's one of my bucket list races to go to.
Gotta get
for
there.
Sure.
You gotta throw some poop.
That one I might not put on my bucket list.
You gotta kiss the cow at least.
I can kiss the cow.
Okay, we'll kiss
I'll
the
kiss
cow.
the cow.
All right.
Perfect. Well, off weekend for me, so we will do it all again here next week on NASCAR Coast to Coast. Dylan, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, Hannah.
Well, I'm Hannah Newhouse for Dylan Smith, producers Craig Moore and Brian Yeswich. We'll see you guys next week.
NASCAR Coast to Coast has been brought to you by Whelen and by Hercules Tires. NASCAR Coast to Coast can be found on MRN.com, Facebook, YouTube, or your favorite podcast provider. NASCAR Coast to Coast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.